come watch us today learn how to make homemade noodles. We have never done this before, but it's a skill that we think is really fun to know, good to know, and brings back some good homemaking into your house. We are just two regular mamas with chaotic lives that want to slow down, simplify, find things we like doing that can also bring good habits and good food to our kiddos and our family. So we are attempting to quadruple this recipe. So we're using 4 cups of flour and it called for 8 eggs. However, we're using some extra ones because these are eggs that I got from my own chicken coop, and we have a Banny chicken and the eggs are small. So we're kind of learning as we go with this.
Now eggs. So we need only egg yolks.
Okay, so at this point we thought it was just egg yolks, but you will see we clarify later on it is actually the whole entire egg for these types of noodles. If you want like flakier, richer noodles, you can use just the egg yolk, but the dough is a lot harder to deal with and you need a lot more of them. So we're cracking the eggs now and we're gonna go back in and actually add the egg whites to it.
All of the egg white out. I'm gonna drop your egg yolk.
What if we cracked open one and there's a baby?
Stop it. That's why I'm doing it in separate.
Literally have roosters, and so a lot of our eggs get fertilized. Sometimes we get busy, life gets crazy, and we don't harvest the eggs in time. And so there's been a few times we've actually had chicks in our eggs. So we have to be really careful. We're cracking those open into a bowl. And I've learned my lesson on that, but I'm just a little bit scarred. So we always check to make sure they're normal.
I feel like we could do something with the egg whites.
LOL, because at this point we thought we weren't using the egg whites, and so I was trying to think of a fun recipe for those so they wouldn't go to waste. But yeah, we end up using the whole egg.
We should do a series of like one new recipe a week, or like something homemaker we're trying to learn a week. Come home make with us.
So this is the point where we birthed the idea of making it with millennial moms, because we do this usually once or twice a week. We get together, make our coffee, chat, slow down our lives a little bit, and try a new recipe or try something fun we've been wanting to learn. And we thought maybe there's some other people that would enjoy watching this and want to learn some of these skills too.
Millennial homemaking skills.
Yes. Millennial moms.
Wait, that's so cute. We really should. We could make a whole like series about it. We could do butter.
Okay, so now we're hand mixing the dough. This is kind of where we are like, oh hell. We need the whole egg. We need to double check what the heck is going on, because this is just like crumbly flour. This literally cannot be correct. So really second guessing ourselves here, but you definitely hand mix the dough and it should not look like how ours currently looks. So pause while I go reread the instructions and determine, yes, we are in fact using the whole egg. Okay, so now the dough is looking a lot better. It's actually sticking to each other and looks like a dough. But you guys, this is way harder than we thought it was going to be to hand mix together. Like, we were so tired and struggling. Definitely took turns. Maybe we're just weak in babies, but I think the quadruple recipe made this way harder, and it makes sense why people didn't do that. So if you were doing this, I would recommend just following a single recipe your first time so it's easier to mix on you. And again, making sure you use the whole egg. So we're rolling and mixing that up, and going to wrap it up in our beeswax paper and put it in the fridge to sit for 30 minutes or longer.
We need to add a stool to our list for our business. Hey,
Literally am too short for this island. I'm standing on my very tippy toes here to be tall enough to like mix this dough.
Oh, we might need some flour.
Yes. Flour on the surface.
Okay?
Okay, flour's
Oh, the surface. I was thinking the surface of the noodles.
dead.
I swear I'm not a total
Yummy
idiot,
noodles.
but
Okay.
figuring this out here as we go. So I'm so excited to use my rolling pin. I got it from an antique shop in Round Top one time, and it's a really good solid wood rolling pin. We did cut up the dough into pieces so this would be more manageable to roll out. But once again, we learned this was a lot harder than we were anticipating.
I feel like it has to be real thin, right?
It does.
This is gonna make a butt ton of noodles. Why am I too short? I need a stool.
I told you I need a toddler towel.
It's like the stool I need when I do CPR.
Healthcare, homemaking. Go ahead.
I need a stool at work for CPR.
Okay, clarifying here, I am an ER nurse, and I do have to use a stool at work to perform efficient CPR because I'm not quite tall enough to reach. So I promise I know what I'm doing
Lucas?
here.
But
Well,
not a
kind of
Lucas.
here, but
It
for sure know what I'm doing in the ER.
I'm tired. Tired of this grandpa. Chicks.
So I've seen them fold it like this. And then when we go to cut it, it'll be better.
Trust you.
Okay, so what we learned with this is you definitely can't fold it tightly. Very loose fold. Make sure the dough is cold. Otherwise, your noodles are going to be weird crunched up. We also do not have a noodle maker. We're literally using my sourdough scraper. So definitely harder to get them very thin and skinny if you're wanting long noodles. Hilarious first noodle situation here. Don't know what we're doing, but we're figuring it out so we can show you guys. So noodles are getting thinner, a little bit better, but I would suggest, like, if you're going to be a perfectionist, if you want really skinny noodles, like, you need a noodle cutter or an attachment for your KitchenAid. However, this did end up working really well for us.
Oh, these are pretty good noodles.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Trying to catch my house on fire again.
Again, keyword.
Okay, little backstory with that is a couple weeks ago, I forgot I was cooking rice on the highest level in my cast iron pot on my stove and went to go pick up my kids from school. Remembered as I'm in the car pickup line, which is about 20 minutes from my house, that it was on high and burning. Called Emily to come help me because I thought she might be closer. She lives the other direction. And we both got to my house, could literally smell the rice burning outside, and it didn't burn my house down. Super, super, super lucky that that happened the way it did, and I've definitely learned my lesson. But now I have a little bit of a jump scare because literally almost burned my house down, and it still has a little bit of a stench of burned rice.
We should get like bonnets.
Okay, so here we're literally just continuing to roll it out, fold it up loosely, cut to make them as thin as you can, then undo them, and we're gonna set them over a drying rack. just to keep them separated and not sticking on each other. This took us about 10 to 15 minutes.
Like add in. While you're making noodles, did you know the boot that they share in the museum that Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon with is not the same footprint boot as what is in the videos.
Yeah, you know, it's Allie's super short term.
And that's fact.
So here we separated the noodles out, put them on the drying rack,
Thick girl.
let them dry good.
Real
This
thick
noodle
girl.
was terrible. Like I said, we really wanted to show you guys how you could do this on your own without any fancy equipment, but the fancy equipment would probably make this a lot quicker and easier for you and give you noodles that are a lot more thin and more uniformed. However, definitely possible to do on your own, and we're proof because these turned out pretty dang good. Okay, so now the moment of truth. Putting them in a pot of already boiling water. You boil them for 3 to 5 minutes and they kind of puff up a little bit. At this point we kind of panicked because they looked a little bit too thick. So if yours look like that, don't panic because they still taste really good. And like I said, if you want them thinner, you just need to get the noodle cutter. But we put them all in, they separated easy, boiled for 3 to 4 minutes, and then we strained them out. I just want to be the name of Jesus. We just tossed ours in some butter, garlic salt, and threw a little Parmesan on top. Bon appetit.